Real quick, let's change the brake master and booster on this. This is a 78 Toyota pickup. It's going to be pretty much the same for the 70s and probably even into the 80s. So I loosened up this line and then the one on this side comes off right there. Okay, and that's a 10mm. Use a flared wrench so it grabs that nut. First, I hosed it with brake parts cleaner, blew it with compressed air, and then got some WD-40 in there to loosen up all those nuts. These tube nuts tend to stick on the tube itself, so get some lubricant in there, then you won't round off that nut. So from there, I pulled the spring off, then pulled the pin out. Okay, that just had a little pin in the pin to hold that together. And then these are 14mm nuts. It's got 4 of them coming through the firewall, holding the brake booster in place. Okay, here's a better angle. I've already got these on the left undone. I'm just using my impact driver. The extension in the 14mm socket. Okay, simple enough. Those 4 nuts are undone. That pin is pulled out, so that's free. Now it should just push off the firewall into the engine bay. Okay, so to get this thing to come off all the way, I need to go ahead and pull the lines off. You can see it's already kind of hopping around. Okay, there's the front. And there's the rear. Okay, so there's the master. So now I've got a new master to go on here. I'm going to reuse this little bracket and this little valve body. This small reservoir is the rear one. The line just swoops down into it and then exits to go to the rear of the car. So I've got to reuse that in this little bracket. So I'll transfer that, clean it up, stick it over here with the new master, and then just pop that back on the car. Now that I've got this new master on here, it's already bench bled. I've got to hook this little line back up from the rear reservoir down here. Now, a lot of times when these things are stuck, it's actually corrosion on the line. So between the line and the inside of the nut. So I like to take just a dab of anise in there, and that will help keep that tube nut free spinning. So if you have to take it off in 10 years, it should come off a lot easier without worrying about rounding off the hex of that nut. So this is going to go up here like this. Now I've got fluid in here right now, so that's going to come out. Yep. There we go. Go ahead and snug that up. So now what I've got to do is just pop this back on the car and hook up that front line and the rear line that's coming off the firewall that goes into there. Now this had a little spacer block that goes between the firewall and the booster, so I'm going to go ahead and stick this on the booster before it goes into place. I know it's springtime, you hear all those birds? I realize I'm probably right in the way, so you didn't really see what I was doing, but simple enough, just poke it through the hole. I'm going to hook up this front line, put some anti-seize on here first, get that in there, and then put those 4 nuts in on the inner firewall. So we can see those 4 studs poking through. We're just going to put those nuts back on there. Now this little rod is adjustable, so we can actually pull the pedal out or push the brake pedal in a little bit. That's going to determine where the pedal rests just by twisting this arm in or out. I had it roughly the same as the other one, so I'll set it as it was, and then once I actually drive the car, I'll see if I want to adjust it for my height, where I want my foot. There we go. Now that's in there. Get these nuts on there. Okay, and the spring is going to go on that pin as well. And then we're ready to bleed. And we're finished up on the inside and finished up under the hood. So my brake lines are tightened up there. And I've got my vacuum line connected. I do need to reset the angle on this bracket. This is your speedometer cable running through there. You know, don't want that to have any unnecessary stress put on it. But I'm still going to replace some of the other brake components, you know, the pads and the wheel cylinders and some brake hoses and stuff like that. But as far as master and booster, that's it.